welcome back. The program is still called Digest on Core TV News in Lagos, and today we are looking at the Niger Delta Avengers, the vandalization of pipelines in Nigeria. And I have joining me to discuss this issue to my immediate left, Emmanuel Chukwemeka. He is a public affairs analyst and a Niger Delta. Good morning, Emmanuel. Aren't you a Niger Delta?
I am a Nigerian.
Okay.
And the issue here is not about who is from Niger Delta.
Yeah.
Yet we need to deal with this vandalization and once and for all.
Okay.
To the glory of God.
It's great to have you here.
Yes, God bless you.
Okay, and of course, Wale Ogwande is still here in the studio. Well, he is a constitutional lawyer, a human rights activist, and President Voters Awareness Initiative. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for inviting.
Okay, let's move quickly into this issue. Niger Delta Avengers, the new face of militancy, the new face of destruction of pipelines in Nigeria. Emmanuel, what do you say?
Yeah, I'm beginning to get worried and concerned about militancy in democratic dispensation. Now, for somebody to be a militant, there must be something he or she or that group of people will be agitating for. And it must have been clearly stated. And then it is when an issue is not addressed the way it's supposed to be addressed. If you have followed all the logical means and the legal approach to everything before you now before you go underground, the first point of call is not for somebody to go underground for an issue.
Yes.
Now, so I get scared if somebody says it's Niger Delta militants, Niger Delta militants, because we have had occasion to have Ministry of Niger Delta, we have NDD, NDDC, whatever it's called. We also have somebody from Niger Delta that ruled this nation for 6 years, and so there could have been, and even in Bayelsa and all these areas, you have that their own budget. Their budget, monthly allocation and yearly allocation is even far greater than some nations in West Africa or some states put together here in this Nigeria. So if these things are not addressed basically from the foundation, then we need to go back to the drawing board. Because I want to say also that terrorism is terrorism. When you make people fear, you cause loss of life. It could be religious, it could be economical, now it could be political. So these ones should come up to tell us what exactly is theirs. Because we also had an amnesty opportunity for people to be trained outside the nation, to travel outside the nation. And so all of a sudden now somebody is coming up with this issue of militancy. We need to get back and look at it very, very well.
Okay, I'd like my producer to please help with the slides on the demands of these Niger Delta Avengers. But while we await that, Wale, you are a legal practitioner, you're a constitutional lawyer. I know that the answer to the question of is this right is no. So what do we now allude this to? What do we say has happened? What could have made this person to degenerate, into the state of now taking laws into their hands and just bombing up everything that brings wealth to the Nigerian nation?
I just want to build on the sentiments of my colleague here, and it's a simple thing. To me, is that they just want to be known. They just want to come out to ensure that yes, they bring out their vengeance. And I want to believe again, I want to look at their name. Maybe because of my own training, we play with words. So I want to believe that they want to bring out the vengeance of the 2015 general elections out. And unfortunately on their people, that's my pain. They brought this thing on their people. In this economy now, this weak and poor economy, it is the weak that will suffer the most. And it is members of the Niger Delta that will suffer more. If there's a language like that, more than any other person, because as I've told you earlier on, they won't be able to continue with their natural business. I know that area very well. It's all water. I know that area very well. From Yenegua to Burutu and all those places, so Ingbema, Doni, Patani, and so on, there's no government presence there. It's all fishing and boat work, boat going in boats,
Yeah.
and this local gin.
Yeah. Ogogoro.
That's the business they do there, and they all do it on this water thing. So with crude oil there, obviously it's going to mess up their lives. That is one.
Yeah.
Two, they are now exposed themselves to serious environmental hazards because there is no water to drink.
Yeah.
There's no borehole. I know Tweke very well. I know Bielsa very well. I've been to all those areas in the course of my activities in voter education. And I know that there is no water. They buy water from, sometimes they get water from Warri. So, because to sink a borehole is difficult. There's no water. And sometimes the water locally there smells crude oil. Not petrol, crude oil. So, all those things are just the problems that they've caused on their people.
Yeah.
All in the name of playing politics. Because I can't divorce all these issues from politics and the last general elections. Because the Avengers were not around 6 years ago.
For the elections.
And you agree with me that the Niger Delta militants went to sleep all the past 6 years. They came alive during Yar'Adua. And the man in his wisdom, that's his own style, decided to settle the militants. And there was some modicum of peace. But we have somebody who cares less about that type of peace. To him, he sees it as an infraction and an infringement. So what happens that the Niger Avengers will do their own. I, as a Yoruba man, will bring people out to, I say, yes, I want to do it in the Lagos axis.
And that's the dangerous thing now, because
That's where I'm going.
Youths are gearing up that if they should bring that fight to the West, they're also going to stand up.
No, that's not my own. Is that yes? If these people Niger Delta are saying that yes, they too want to adventure in their area,
Yes.
we too in the
West,
southwest, we too say yes, we want to start something. You can block the whole seaport and say yes, nothing comes into Nigeria. We can block the whole airport and said not the Murtala Mohammed International Airport. That's the hub of Nigeria in terms of air travel. So government should not condone this issue for one day. Why? Because we cannot allow this type of things to go on. It affects the government, and it affects the people, and it affects the ordinary people. That's my problem, the ordinary people.
Okay.
My dear sister, I told you, I've been to that area. I see the level of poverty in that area. We are enjoying in Lagos. We are enjoying in Lagos. Once you leave, you cross the Niger Delta. It's as if you are in another place entirely. My brother here will bear me out. Once you cross, I say Niger Delta. Once you cross the Niger Bridge, you enter, you get into Onitsha. Forget it. What is it? The other day they were playing politics with the Onitsha Enugu Express. Onitsha Enugu Expressway.
Yes,
As I'm talking to you now, the whole place is almost collapsed. And I'm happy this man is here, he's from that area, he knows about it. And I hope somebody will phone in from that area and confirm. So why we want to develop this country? Then the little that has been done, you are busy destroying. All in the name of politics. And just as he said, in my own activities as a lawyer, we do conflict resolution. We do ADR, alternative dispute resolution. When there is a dispute, you come out and you discuss. It is when discussions fail that you can say, okay, you want to go to the trenches. I'm an Aluta person. We've been involved. I mean, I'm one of those who in fact ensured that in fact the military was driven out of Nigeria. We were the one that indeed made Nigeria so ungovernable Babangida to step aside in various civil society groups. We went to the trenches when government had a death fear. We were telling Babangida, go, we don't want soldiers again, and he kept on. We didn't take to arms. But we had the option. We had people from South Africa that were teaching us how they dealt with the apartheid. And of course that informed the Radio Kudrat then. But then we all did those ones. But what am I saying is that this has not gotten to that level of destroying things. Well, in our own activities, we never destroyed anything. Rather, we ensured that institutions were protected and we were making our demand, none. And with serious agitation, Babangida, the almighty military president, not military head of state, what did he do, my brother?
He stepped aside.
Okay, let's see what's the demands of these persons. As of January, I think January 22nd of this year, now the demand, okay, they say they are a group of educated and well-traveled individuals, and they are poised to take the Niger Delta struggle to a new height that has never been seen in the nation before. And they claim to have well-equipped human resources to meet this goal.
Exactly.
And also they are claiming to have support from other parts of the nation, the northern part, the western, the eastern part of the country. Well, as I mentioned earlier, the spokesperson for the group is Colonel Mudok Agbinibo. I'll come back to that because somehow I would expect the military to really look into their archive if there is anybody without name. Let's move on, please.
The first posting.
Let me just remind you that when the Niger Delta military something, Niger Delta volunteer force were, is it that or what's their name? That the one Bomo Jumu was there, his pseudonym. It's just like this, their leader of the Boko Haram too. Right. So to me, these are pseudonyms. But again, to satisfy your curiosity, go to the military archives or let the military bring out there will never be such name. I can put my name on it.
Okay, now let's look at what the demands of this person as at February 13, 2016. Okay, please move back, please.
Move back,
okay, now they gave the president 2 weeks ultimatum to do the following. 1, to immediately implement the report of the 2014 National Conference. Otherwise, they said the country will break up forcefully. 2, they're asking the president, the DSS, the SSS, and Timipre Silva to apologize to the people of the Niger Delta region and family of late Chief DSP Alamesega for killing him was intimidation and harassment because of his party affiliation. Their number 3 demand that the ownership of all blocks must reflect 60% for the oil-producing people and 40% for the non-oil producing people. Their 4th demand that the only Nigerian maritime university cited in what they call the most appropriate and befitting place, Okerinkoko, must start the 2015-2016 academic session immediately. Also, they are calling on the Minister of Transportation, Mr. Rotimi Amechi, to apologize to the Jaws and the entire Niger Delta people for what they call his careless and reckless statement about the siting of the university. Number 6, demand that Ogoni land and indeed all oil polluted lands in the Niger Delta be cleaned up and compensation be paid to all oil producing communities. The 7th demand is about the leader of the independent people of Biafra, that Mr. Nnamdi Kanu must be released unconditionally, as the court said. Is the man that the Niger Delta amnesty program must be well funded and let it continue to run effectively. And the 9th, that all APC members that are indicted in any corruption related cases should be made to face trial like the PDP members. Otherwise, the president should, what they call shamefully forget about this nonsense anti-corruption fight. Okay, number 10, all oil multinationals and foreign investors should observe this ultimatum, that is a 2 weeks ultimatum, that's from February 13, as their business interest in the country must be first target. A word they are saying is enough, otherwise. Who goes first?
Well, unfortunately, to me, all their demands are just hilarious. In fact, their opening statement is that they are people by people who are intelligent and very, very well traveled. But these demands look childish to me. They are so elementary, and anybody will see through it that they are orchestrated demands by but of course their name has put them out. To me, they are not Niger Delta Avengers, but Niger Delta sorry, the man has given it the name. They are just coming. They are talking about cleaning up the whole Niger Delta, and you are busy bombing the blowing up oil pipelines. So, what are you saying? Is that serious? Is that the way to go about it? Just as I told you earlier on, we know that all the facilities in the southwest are there for the southwest people. We never went out to burn 1004. We never went out to put fire in all the various facilities in NEPA office in Marina.
National Theatre.
We didn't go to the National Theatre or National Stadium. We know how to fight our wars. And we agitated. And we got what we wanted. And what was it? The Yoruba nation was cheated of the presidency through the death of Abiola. And we struggled. And indeed, we got that slot back. That's what we mean by intelligent struggle. That's what you say. People, you are people by people who are well traveled and well educated.
Okay, let me now come to Emmanuel, please. These persons, as far as we have been able to gather, I don't know about others, these persons are faceless. Although there is a spokesperson who keeps putting his name on their website and all of that, but they are faceless. How then do you think, they expect the government to actually come to meet their demands,
Now, at this level,
yeah,
something is definitely not in order with our security system. Now, I don't care about the name they put. We used to have Governor something, Michael this. They answer funny names. That's why I have good luck and everything. Such names are appearing. Now, we can't say they are faceless, because when they come out, they cover their heads. Their masks up. Somebody somewhere, where are our intelligence agencies? The military should have an intelligence department. The naval units that we deploy on the creeks that collect allowances and get their votes, where are they, that somebody will carry an arm and shoot it up and they won't hear the sound and they won't see movement? Now, where are the DSS? Where are they? Now, are you saying also that these guns and this ammunition they use fall from the air? It does not. The ship or the mode of bringing these things into our nation, Nigeria, they are not manufactured here.
Yeah.
Unless you are telling me that it is the DICON industry, Defense Industries Corporation of Nigeria, that produce and that give it to them. But when you look at the things they are carrying, these are not Nigerian products. Now, if they are not Nigerian products, how come the waters, our territorial waters, are not monitored? Because somebody must have been armed before he will begin to challenge another person that is armed.
Yes.
So I take it back that on the 13th of February that the man said something. He said, no, from 13th of February to today we are talking about that it's May. Barely 2 months, 2 months,
yeah.
Clearly. Now, it's enough to track somebody down. He used telephone, he must have used telephone.
But it's actually on the website, on the internet.
That is on the website. You can track the hosting site. You can pull down the hosting site also. You are a nation. You are a legitimate nation, so you can track it down. So where is your cooperation with all the international communication agencies all over the world? So when Boko Haram started in 2010, a national daily reported that this is what is happening, and these are the states, the nations that are sponsoring them. It was on a specific day, 20th March. It was in a paper, I read it, and then I heard the policeman saying if they come, they will arrest them. If they come, they will arrest them. Now somebody made a threat on the February 13th, and this is May what? And they will not be able to say this is the village where they are coming from. And we are now the government is reacting the other way around. They are not faceless, my dear. They're the military, the intelligence arm of the federation has a question to answer. There's a lot of corruption. They need to be sanitized. Okay. That's why somebody could get up and threaten everybody.
Now, another thing posted on the website of this group, they mentioned, they accused the Nigerian military. Please, I would like that slide to come on too. The accusations that the military is corrupt and that there is a particular amount that they receive as commission on each liter of petrol. Okay, here it is. Now, we didn't edit this part because we wanted it to be exactly the way it is on the website. Let it be on the records that a part of a deliberate effort, that of the Niger Delta Avengers, to attract the attention of the federal government and the international community to the plight of the Niger Delta people, other forms of pipeline vandalism are widely encouraged and aids by officials of the Nigerian Armed Forces. Now, they want the general public to note that the Nigerian Armed Forces collect 3 naira per litre of the sum accruing from the total number of barrels loaded by any vessel in an illegal bunkering activities referred to as black oil business. Army naval top officials and their foot soldiers daily carry out the said actions in the creeks of the Niger Delta. As a way of advice, illegal bunkering will not stop in the Niger Delta until such bad eggs in the military are fished out. Yet, the chief of naval staff is declaring Operation Sareteku instead of cleaning his house. This is an allegation.
Now, this sounds like an allegation. Now, but for those people that have gone out, if you look down well into this allegation, it is not far from the truth. It is not far from the truth. You can look at the flamboyancy of the very junior military officers. Now, when somebody is practically and obviously living above his means, his income, it calls for intelligence department to find out what is happening. You don't wait until every other thing. In the cities of US, the NDLA guides will ordinarily be driving in an unmarked vehicle, and when they track a very big, obvious rich man's car, let it would, they follow him up. You don't even need an order to find out who is this big guy. Now, but here a junior custom officer comes to the office with a jeep. A level 7, level 6, level 5 comes in a jeep. You know he's a rich man. He's a chief in his town. Now, the army guy, junior officer also, the same thing. Rides in big cars. Now, the same thing with the naval guy. You see that he's building a house. And somebody is talking about corruption. Now, if he's saying this, they have said it. And they know what they are saying. They know what they are saying, because setting up illegal refineries is not a day business. It's not in thin air. It's done. When the ships that come to carry these things come, they are all seen. Our ordinary visible eyes can see them, that they are packed there. And then you will see these ones, the lesser ones that come to the creek to transport these things. So if ordinary person can see them, why wouldn't the intelligence see them? Why wouldn't the naval helicopter sight them? So if you say you can't, then the man says he's giving you 3 naira, it's okay. So I wouldn't want to say yes because I'm not a lawyer. Let nobody prosecute me, but the evidences are.
No. In law, we call it res ipsa loquitur. The fact speaks for itself.
Yes, sir.
And you have already established it. No doubt there are a whole lot of issues concerning the security at the waterways and our territorial borders. It is not the Navy people in the Niger Delta, it is the customs in the southwest here. As I'm talking to you now, this moment now, vehicles, rice, turkey, chicken, tomato puree, groundnut oil, and clothing materials, and so many things. Used vehicles, unused vehicles, stolen vehicle, unstolen vehicle, they are all coming in into droves through the customs in the southwest here. So it is another issue entirely, where the government will rejig its security, will rejig in the intelligence. In Nigeria, you just run into to particularly government officials. In fact, the order of the day is that if you are a government officer or official, and you are not riding and living in opulence, you are a fool. That is the rule in Nigeria. And you see them live in big houses. Anyone who knows Abuja Abuja that it is, if you go to Maitama, is dominated by government officers. If you go to the GRAs all over in Lagos here, in Ibadan, in Akure, in Benin, in Kaduna, everywhere, government officers. Where do they get the money from? And of course, just recently commissioned officers. If they are lucky, they have a duty post in these juicy places, then that's all. You see them living wild lives, see the cars they ride, you see the parties they throw, you see the clothes they wear, then you know that definitely something is dripping from somewhere. So I agree with the Avengers in that regard, that indeed there is a whole lot of graft going on there. But again, that's not. I just agree because yes, they made a statement that is known by everyone.
Yes.
We all know it, and that's why on a regular basis, maybe it is those that you fail to compromise that you see them on television, someone on the once in a while, or maybe the chief of naval staff or the flag officer or the controller of customs does a sudden visit. Then in order to show that they are working, those who are unlucky that day to come out, they grab them, bring your camera, they now say we have caught these people, and that one will say yes, you are doing well. They will show it how the custom is.
The follow-up, you wouldn't hear about the follow-up later. So I want to say they are faceless on the screen now because they are masked. Now, but within the community, they are not. Within the community, every community and every chief in every community knows the kind of persons in his domain.
Chiefdom or in his
domain. They know them. You know, there's no ballet that will not say, I know the guys around me. There is no Oba that will not say, this is what, or a chief or Igwe that will not say, I call the domain here. And come to think of it, before somebody will begin to attack federal government, he ought to have talked with his councillors. There should be ward councillors. Thank you for voters' education. And then after that, you get back to the House of Assemblymen. Now, are there no House of Assemblymen in that area? Are there no councillors or chairmen of local government areas in those domains? Now, these are supposed to be the basic security officers. Now, before you talk of the governors that sit and collect their security vote, what is exactly the function of a security vote for a governor in a state as big as River State and Bayelsa in terms of economy and money? Now, who again is representing them in the House of Rep? Now, I thought they would have mentioned the names of the people representing them in the House of Representatives. They ought to have said, go and tell Buhari. That's how the information passes. And then you, Buhari, instead of ordering and Oshibanjo, instead of ordering soldiers to go down there and wipe out the whole villagers, you think the militants will be waiting for you. You go to Odo, you go to wherever you like, and then you wipe out the whole village. The militants will just fold and wait for you to come. They will have gone somewhere waiting for you. They know you're going to come. Meanwhile, you don't have a very good airport where you can land. So you're going to come by road. You are even endangering the life of the soldiers you are going to. These are dispensables anyway.
Okay. Now let's say one has to step out very shortly. So please, before you leave, want you to give us a peek into what you think is the way out of all of this. How do we end this? How do we move on from here?
For starters, just like the Boko Haram thing, government should stamp out this thing. When Boko Haram started, or even when they kidnapped the Chibok girls in April 2014, I guess it's in this studio or in another sister station. I said I know that Chibok community very well. It's not a tired environment, and it's in a dry season. If you go there 5 hours after, you see the road marks, the tire, to know where the vehicle went. They can go there and quickly rescue those girls, irrespective of what will happen. If they rescue them, either those children dead or alive, and those who perpetrated that crime, they all get them. Definitely nobody will think about doing what you call kidnap again in Nigeria. But government did not listen. And you see the rate of kidnap, it has soared. I mean, my brother.
Exactly.
Until today, they are still looking for the Chibok girls. The traces have all vanished. And the same thing, I hope somebody is listening. This is not a kickstart business. They have threatened the whole nation. And to me, that's felony. That's treason. That's the law. Enough is enough. We want to live in peace in this country. Whoever brought violence in this country is unfortunate. It's a shame. Nigerians particularly are all peace-loving people. Why will you go on blowing people, blowing places, killing people, maiming people? For what? For what? Politics? Because apart from politics, I don't see the essence of these things. Because I've gone around that area and I know that those who are clamoring for this, they have not said anything. That yes, we want you to do this We want you to do that. We want you to provide jobs for our people. We want you to bring a maritime academy. We want you to bring investors to our community. We want you to improve the exploration in our area. Rather, those who are there, you are busy blowing up their pipelines. You think they will come back? You are destroying that whole place with all these activities. But before they destroy themselves, I guess government has a duty to go and put sanity to that place. Enough of this madness.
Okay, thank you very much there. Well, that has been Wale Ogwade, and of course Emmanuel Chukwuemeka. Well, Wale Ogwade will be stepping out shortly. He's a constitutional lawyer, a human rights activist, and President Voters Awareness Initiative. I must thank you very sincerely for being here today.
To God be the glory.
Okay, so we'll go on another break, and when we return, there Emmanuel Chukwuemeka will still be here, and we'll talk more on this. And remember that you will have the opportunity to make your voices heard as regards this topic. Just stay with us. We'll be back shortly.
For topical issues, Nigerians must have something to say.
Arms. We don't need arms for anything. Let them put it into education.
They need to buy another arms now. What are they fighting for? Who? Government should deal with them squarely.
Please help us bring back our guests. No money, no markets. We are dying. Everybody is crying. Nothing.
Any man God support, no man stops.
It's a prophecy I believe he must have received from heaven. Yes.
The people giving voice to the voiceless.
Every day, every hour, and every minute, news break in Nigeria. Things happen so fast, it's most times difficult to track and comprehend them. But that's what we do right here on Digit 360. 2015, would you want to come back again?
It's like asking Jesus Christ if he knew he was going to die, will you want to come back as the savior of the world?
We do not just help you track the stories, we break them down, explore all the angles, analyze the issues so that you can fully comprehend the stories and use them to make the right decisions.
You can now watch Core TV News live from anywhere in the world on our website www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to Core TV Primetime News.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. On Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click Core TV. Leave a space, then news. Core TV News, a 24-hour news station.
Is it crazy or autocracy? Or what type of crazy is that? Except crazy.
News making the headlines.
Black Maria is to carry criminals, trading looters that are in government today.
Sometimes it gets confrontational.
Slap you in the face. Excuse me, don't put words into my mouth.
Whatever it is that will bring our military to disrepute, I said to hell.
On Core Digest,
I want to know why I should be believing them.
Every weekday, we bring all of these together and take them to the court of public opinion.
Everybody have the right in Nigeria,
where you are the judge.
So glad to have you back. The program is still called Digest on Core TV News Lagos. And today, our focus is Niger Delta Avengers, the vandalization of pipelines in Nigeria. Before the break, we spoke so much about who this group is, what they are purported to be, and what their demands are as contained on their website. And my guests have, chewed on it, spoken, given their views about these demands and what they think the right attitude should have been. Well, you can be a part of this conversation. What you need to do is put a call through the phone number showing on your screen. It's 0816-481-8001. And if you're calling from outside Nigeria, do remember to include the short code +234. +234. I still have with me in the studio Emmanuel Chukwuemeka. He is a public affairs analyst and is also a clergyman. It's good to know that you're still here, Emmanuel.
Thank you very much. we're here and we must sort it out once and for all.
Okay, and that exactly is what we are doing. Now, if we take a look at the impact of the actions of these Niger Delta Avengers on the economy, it's something that is really, really terrible, really. And before this, we've had other groups. We've had MEND, Movement for the Emancipation of the Niger Delta. We've had all the groups, but this seems to be a new one, and they are really, of course, their efforts, their actions are negatively affecting the Nigerian nation. Some of the things, some of their actions, what their actions have led to the Nigerian nation. We've had to close refineries. It has worsened the supply of electricity. We used to complain it's epileptic. Now it's like it's even dead totally, you know.
It's in coma.
Yes. The fuel queues have endured. They are not reducing anytime soon. Nigerians at some point do not even mind paying so much to get the fuel. So far they can lay their hands on it, but it just seems the fuel isn't even available. But these persons have their way of transporting them, you know, beyond the shores of the country, and of course overall effect, it's worsening the economy. As of January of 2016, the NNPC lost about 5.4 million liters of fuel, and that is a 1.7 billion naira in 4 days, while the repairs of the damaged pipeline was estimated to cost 120 million naira. And as on Monday, May the 9th, that's yesterday, we were reported to be losing 100 billion naira to the Focado's export pipeline disruption. So much loss, so many losses.
Yeah. Now, one significant loss that is not obvious here is the impact of this activity on the human beings that are in the community. Now, because we tend to also look at things only on the financial aspect without caring about the old women, the old men, the skilled children, you know, and their farmland. Now, this community, in particular, they depend much on water business. The fish, their transportation is by the canoe, and then the water they drink also. So if we are talking about damages, we should also put the human aspect on this thing. Now, because sometimes capitalism have made it to look like that there are classes of people that can be killed for us to get what we want. Now, it's not supposed to be so. As a pastor, my major concern first is what impact is this action having on human beings? Not even how much we are losing. Who told NNPC that is the amount they lost? When they cannot tell us what is the quantity of oil that they are getting out of this nation, Nigeria. NNPC cannot say for sure. This is it. All they can account for is the one that they have built up, but not the blocks. Individually, you go down to investigate, you find out that some oil blocks are purely dedicated to individuals, and these individuals sell them at their own concern. I thought NNPC should also be concerned about how these individuals sell and what they sell, and if they remit the money to the coffers of the nation. We have not talked about that. Is it every oil block that have been allocated that are accountable to NNPC? Somebody should answer those questions. Now, somebody is saying also that it's estimated to cost 120 million. What of the old woman? The life of one old woman who is a farmer, who is a fisherman that cannot fish from that time this thing was born till now. Nobody has taken it into consideration. No, but there's need.
Okay, please let's quickly take this call from Moses. It's calling from Enugu. Good morning, Moses. Oh, Moses just hung up. Okay, please let's... Okay, is it still there? Moses, good morning. Okay, we lost that connection with Moses. Please do well to call back if you can. And for those still trying to reach us, keep trying. The network might be somewhat bad, but keep trying. We shall get through, and we'll trash this matter together.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they have said what we are losing. Or what the government is losing.
Yes.
Now, but in actual fact and in truth, Because facts and truth are also different things. The truth is that there are underlying secrecy in governance and in financial administration of this nation. Now, because if all the things, if the PIB, Petroleum Industry Bill, is in action and is working, and Information Bill is also working, now we wouldn't be gabbling. Paul is calling from Ghana.
Yeah, good morning, John Paul.
Good morning, my sister. How are you?
Well, I'm very okay, thank you. Please go on with your contribution.
Good morning, my sister. How are you?
We are very okay, thank you. Please go on. We can hear you.
Thank you. I'm very interested in this particular your program this morning. May God bless all of you there.
Amen. Thanks.
Okay, let me go straight to the point. The issue of Niger Delta can never stop unless the federal government of so-called Nigeria addresses it perfectly. Very, very well. That people there, they are human beings. Then can you tell me that if this oil is at Zungoru or Sokoto, that a Savna will go there and tamper on it? Look at they have gold there, mining it, and using the money, these retired soldiers are making the money by themselves. It's only today we know that there's gold in Nigeria, over there. So these people are dying. Every president that comes to Nigeria will continue massacre them. Look at what happened in Odi. Because of something that God gives to you. If Nigeria wants to tell us that they are truthful to the individuals, to the Nigerians, let them share this. There will be never anything like this Niger Delta militant. Now we are calling them Niger Delta. There's a time there will be Eastern Niger Delta. Within a short time, it will be Southern Niger Delta. Southern Niger Delta. Then governments don't want to take action right now to address this issue. This is only one sector. You will see their demand there, see what they said. Now, what do you call it? CAF has involved. And if the government is wise enough, they will know that something is going on the ground. They will take action right now by calling these people. There is never any barrel of gun can take this issue except calling conference, peace talk with these people. Because they are human beings. They are not dealing with animals. They are even more wiser than this government. I see on your news this is now pleasant that senior officer, police officer was killed with 4 men. Yes. Look at these people who can bring their lives to face this kind of challenge. What do you think they are mean? I mean business.
Okay.
Kill them, destroy OD.
Okay.
Desecrate OD. Baba, what is Abacha killed Soro? We pour acid on his breast. If we are Nigerians, we do all these things.
Okay.
Why can't we allow them to get what they need?
Okay, your point is very clear, John Paul. Many thanks for...
So my contribution...
Of course, yes, government should call them. Government should call them. And, we've mentioned about the issue of facelessness. Well, as you said, they are not faceless because they surely dwell in communities. And somehow the leader of the community cannot say he doesn't know who dwells within his domain.
Exactly. And the whole area, is not as large as even a section of Borno State. So identifying the people and strictly going physically on them, it's easy. Now, but I want to caution the federal government. You want to fight so that you have enough money to run your budget. Now, because we have not diversified, the young man mentioned that Williams from Asaba.
Okay. Good morning to you, Williams. Good morning, Williams. You're on to Live TV. Please go on with your contribution.
Good morning, my sister. How are you?
We're very okay, thank you.
Thank you, my sister. I love what you people are doing this morning. Yeah, I love the topic that you people are taking. So my prayer is that God Almighty will bless you. See, the problem here is that our government value money more than this. They care for the oil, but they are not after the people that owns the oil. If you have traveled to Bayelsa or anywhere in Niger Delta, or for example, go to Ogoniland. When you go to Ogoniland, you, as you are here, you will share tears. When you get to those places, you will, is it human beings that use these places or animals? But our federal government don't care. All what they are after is that oil that comes out from there. Go to Abuja, where there is no oil, where they bring the oil from Ogoni, from Niger Delta. They're like rats, they are like animals. Go and see, enter to the grave, enter to the town. You will understand whether this spirit is where that is laying the golden egg. We are all human beings. You, the little soup that your mother cook in your house, if another person come outside to collect it to eat and keep you hungry, how would you feel?
But Williams, do you think this is now the solution to the problem?
Hello?
Can you hear me, Williams? I'm asking, is this the solution to the problem?
Yes, because I don't like things. If those boys...
I'm asking, is this the solution to the problem? Okay, please, I urge us when we call, try to turn down the volume of your TV set. Do not listen to yourself through your TV. Try listen through your phone so we can converse. I was asking Williams if the actions of the Niger Delta Avengers is the way forward, because he painted it as though the federal government isn't heeding the demands of these folks, and that's the reason they have gone ahead to take laws into their hands.
It is not the solution in a civilized world. It should not also be the solution in this century. It is entirely out of order. Now, be that as it may, our government and governance system lacks the ability to see. Now, because most of them, their egocentric and desperate need for money has beclouded their right sense of vision and understanding. Government is not proactive, number one. Government is operating a monotonous source of income. Government need to diversify its economy, so that these things will become easier. Cookie is coming from Sierra Leone.
Good morning to you, Cookie.
Yes, good morning. I thank you for what you are doing this morning. It's a good topic, and I'm from Niger Delta. And specifically, I just returned from Ogoni last month. My sister, if you go there, you shed tears. I really know I was hearing the other man talking. Let me tell you something. That problem has been there right from the beginning. And the Nigerian government are not ready to solve. And Nigeria is a place that if you don't pick up arms, nobody will listen to you. If those guys are ready to pick up arms, let them pick up arms. Let them pick up arms so that people can listen to them. Herdsmen are killing people. You people don't pay attention to it. But when it comes to oil, everybody is crying because you want to enrich yourself and impoverish us. My sister, I went there. I asked my boys to pump my water. They said, Uncle, if you drink this water, you will die. I thought it was a joke. When they pump the water, you see that the underground water is polluted. So what are you people talking? If you cannot solve the problem, let's break up. Very soon, Niger Delta will combine with IPOB. And the place will be worse because you are not ready to address the issue. Go there, you will cry. I was there. That is my village.
Okay. Okay, Cookie.
Thank you. Cookie and everybody from the Niger Delta has a sentimental passion, there's passion, because the damage is obvious and glaring. It is obvious and glaring. It did not start now. It started long before Ken Saro-Wiwa. It started from 1950 when Shell discovered oil. It's been there. Now, but like Cookie said, the people we put into position of governance are the ones that do not want the welfare of the citizenry. Now, somebody is representing these nations. Senators are from there. Now, why won't a senator talk? Is it not supposed to be his responsibility? Now, why wouldn't the man from in the House of Rep, about 3 or 4 of them, talk? Is it not supposed to be why we the Niger Delta or the people from that area voted them. Now, where are the governors to say, my people are dying, this thing is happening? If there is no federal government, can't the state governor approach the oil companies and say, where is your corporate social responsibility? The corporate social responsibility of all these companies is even enough to ameliorate or pacify these people. There are not many. There are not many. But the man that is taking up arms has eaten enough. Yeah, because you don't get arms for 1,000 naira.
Yes.
Yeah, you don't get arms. You don't get any arm for 10,000 naira. No, it's beyond that. It's beyond that. The ordinary, the pump action that you see people carry all over Nigeria, you know how much they get them. You know, so at this stage, there's something beyond this demand. Because if you look at the demand also, it's not really a bit, Wale said it is hilarious. It's not targeted towards something. But somebody wants to be known and wants to get a share. And we have also understood that in Nigeria, the more noise you make, later they will settle you. And so somebody somewhere, the Avenger wants to be settled. Maybe he wasn't taken to India or to any country during the amnesty program. So he gathers, now he's going to be listened to. Now, but somewhere along the line, the type of government we have now, it may go down to wipe the whole village out. In the name,
will be innocent people in that community.
It is the innocent person that you will get there.
Because the corporate will always run.
The corporate, the crime guys will not stay there. He might be in the high sea now. He might even be operating from outside the state. And so when he finishes, they carry their flying boat, their power boat, and then go out. They could be living in Lagos State. And then they run all the way through from here to that place and come back. So these things are high targeted profile operation. That is not just about talking of oil. Now somebody mentioned about the mineral resources in the north that some group are tapping. Now why? Because the governance again, the government and the rulers and the administrators are keeping quiet. And maybe because it's not favoring them. So holistic, I want to just recommend something.
Yes.
Quickly, that whoever wrote that thing, he should be replied and said, yes, we are ready to talk to you. Can you come and give us solutions to this thing? You get them to the drawing table. The Palestinians started talking in those days. Yes. They brought them down to the table. The Biafrans started agitating before 1967. They took them to somewhere and they asked them questions before they came back and started fighting. So you can always call somebody up and say, come, let's go and talk. He has called the international body. The thing is an international business that he's doing.
Yes.
Because it's affecting everybody. The foreigners are running away. The share people are closing.
Yes.
And so it's affecting the whole world.
Okay. Okay, please let's quickly attend to Gabriel. Is calling from Ghana. Good morning, Gabriel.
God bless you, and God bless your panelists there.
Amen. Thank you very much.
May God bless you guys for the good job you are doing for modern Nigeria.
Okay, please go on.
My contribution is just a kind of a thing I think we can all look into. We all understand that we have problems in Nigeria right from the existence of our independence. It's true that the Ogoni people are putting a lot of trouble. But look, cannot solve this problem. The first thing I think they should do is to put their house in order. Like the resource man is saying, yes. We were in this country here. When they are giving to people, they are giving them for the pipeline and all these things. It's previous government. What is in that stuff now? The poor are saying, I think the people that are governing have put their own children to mother. There are some of them that will be food into the place. Why don't you bring these people on board and make them understand that look, you can't be living on what we all are supposed to be living on? Look at the issue of Niger Delta. that the work is not.
Yeah.
Where is this money? One of them was where he has not.
Okay.
The people to wait. I think they should hold that two people we are just satisfied enough. And this is the right that put their house in order. Then this is them and not talk to people.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much, Gabriel. We sincerely appreciate your contribution. He's telling the parents, the elders, the communities to sit up and talk to those people, and also the government to reach out to them. You know, for all this, I even want to ask, one of them mentioned or inferred that this actually has a political undertone. Do you agree with that?
It's a suspicion. It's likely it could have political undertone. I don't want to sincerely buy it. Political undertone is that could they be representing Jonathan?
Yeah.
That's the only thing you can think of. And Jonathan has come clearly to say that the post of presidency is not worth the blood of any Nigerian. And so if he had wanted to, if Goodluck Jonathan had wanted to fight, he had all the resources at his beck and call. So he would have even fought and remained up till now. Maybe after 2 years you can push him out, after everything has been grounded. But Jonathan, as respectful as he is, and quiet as he is, will not want to get involved. He still have a lot of questions on his hands to answer than trying to stir up sentiments and get these people involved. Because he's part of also the problem, because if I am made a president, that state will be transformed. If any right-thinking person wants peace in this nation, he should go and transform Bayelsa, transform Rivers State. There is enough money on ground to do that thing. It's very simple. It's very, very, very simple. It's just that somebody doesn't want to do it. And so some people pack the money and do election and campaign and go there. And that's why some people are pointing hands and fingers at some people there. So the truth is that each individual, Nigerians love money.
Yeah.
Once they are settled with one house, they are settled with 1 million, they are settled with very little things, and then they will forget the main issue. We are not patriotic. We are not patriotic at all. We are not patriotic. Exactly. There is no single Nigerian. I was listening to a radio station this morning as we were driving into this place, and then they were asking some simple basic questions. They were asking some simple basic questions. And then nobody.
Yes.
Simple, what is NPA? An average Nigerian will not know. What is NIS? An average Nigerian may not know.
Yes.
Sing the national anthem. An average Nigerian does not know. The pledge. An average Nigerian does not know. How many states do we have in Nigeria? We don't know. Who is even the governor of some states? We don't know. Now, this is the beginning of patriotism.
Okay, let's please have Damola from Lagos. I'm sorry, my voice is really bad. Good morning, Damola.
Good morning.
Yes.
Hello. Hello.
Hello, good morning, Damola. Please go on.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Apologies.
Is it warocracy or autocracy? Or what type of crazy is that? Except crazy.
News making the headlines.
Black Maria is to carry criminals, trading looters that are in government today.
Sometimes it gets confrontational.
Slap you in the face. Excuse me, don't put words into my mouth. Whatever it is that will bring our military to disrepute, I said, well,
on Core Digest.
I want to know why I should be believing them.
Every weekday, we bring all of these together and take them to the court of public opinion.
Everybody have the right in Nigeria.
Where you are the judge.
Welcome back. It's still Court Digest on Court TV News Lagos. We just had to go on that break. I've had some cancer for some days, but well, we're getting better. And we really need to talk about this matter. It's still the Niger Delta Avengers, the vandalization of pipelines in Nigeria. We're trying to look into the way forward. What really should be the steps that these Niger Delta Avengers should take? What is the federal government to do? What is our defense team to do in order to curb these, to curb resurgence, and to ensure that, the Nigerian nation is habitable? The Nigerian nation is a place where we all can dwell in. Emmanuel Chukwemeka is still here. He's a clergyman and a public affairs analyst. Before the break, he was talking about what the right thing to do actually is.
Come to think of it, in this nation, Nigeria, I have said that there is need for diversification of our economy. One. Two, I was talking also on the lack of patriotism. We are very few persons that understand what Nigeria is and believes in the nation Nigeria. Now, I will also not doubt the person, because if, as an Igbo man, I go to the northern region to work, I will not be given a permanent employment. So, in other words, I am excluded from the northern region. I can't even establish and get landed property there. Now, my businesses are also on question and input. So, and that brings all of us down to our states. So,
let's please have Ezenwa calling from Enugu. Good morning, Ezenwa.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, please, I've been hearing you guys talking things, and probably the issue of Niger Delta is an issue that needs to be tackled. How can that be tackled? The federal government are not sincere. With the government in place, they are not honest. We need to be honest with the situation on ground. We need to go to the community, react with these people, and see how their problem could be met. It's not about threatening them. It's not about inviting all the key army chiefs and all that. That will not solve the problem. So let us bring the problem on ground and see how to tackle it.
So what do you think should be done? Oh, SNY is off. I really wanted him to speak on how he thinks the problem should be tackled.
One of the ways this problem should be tackled, as anyone mentioned, sincerity. Now, sincerity in the distribution of the economy, sincerity in treating well the geese that is laying the golden egg. Now, sincerity in also looking up in the northern region to find out what they are doing that is keeping them on. Somebody mentioned the issue of the mineral resources, the gold, the tin, and all those things. Who is mining them? Who is controlling them? How is the government getting up? Now, so is it only the oil that we should rely on? Which made us to say that we are going to China to look for how to mix up with them. Somebody said we are going to borrow money from them, whatever way, and we said no, it's not. Now, because we said the reason was that the oil price have dropped. It's a shame that in a nation like Nigeria, as large as it is, with good arable farmlands, with water all over the place, that we will depend only on oil. Now, that's a very shameful thing. And so if somebody is going to say, I'm going to go to protect the Niger Delta so that these people do no longer bomb, the pipeline starts from the Niger Delta up to the refineries, up to various refineries. So unless the issue of patriotism, genuineness, effectiveness of the security agencies, if they are very effective, then because you can bomb the pipeline from anywhere. In Lagos State, you can take it up from Ilepo, you can take it from anywhere. It's just the same thing. So it is not only when you go down there to go and say, I want to fish out the Niger Delta Avengers. Niger Delta Avengers, would they stay there and host something on the website? They won't be there. They won't. We're just trying to make noise about it. We're trying to attack an area. And then with the cloud that, oh, it could be political. Maybe Jonathan does not want Buhari to rule. Buhari should go about his normal business. Except that the young men, the people with Buhari are not sincere. Buhari has one straight kind of mind. He thought it's about structure and command. So he came with that military idea of structure and command. He has not known that we have, so our minds are not structured. You can't command the Nigeria to go right and you see him on the right side the next day. And that's why it's getting difficult for him. Look at how long it took him to sign the budget. Yeah. So somebody is there that didn't want to help him out. And they're not going to help him out, because they want to recoup all that they have spent during the election. And so they want to make sure that they have spent it. And so, where is the thing? So, solution?
Yes.
1, pure administration, sincerity.
Okay.
Holistic view of all Nigerian source of income. Not only on oil. Because one day, supposing it's an outside nation that came and they want to attack Nigeria and they go and clear the whole of Niger Delta.
Yeah.
So what do? We just say, then Nigeria needs state is closed up.
Okay.
So get these things done. Then train our people to be patriotic.
Okay.
Encourage us to be very, very patriotic.
Okay, we have another call now. Good morning to you.
Yes.
Good morning, Gabriel.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, yes.
Yes, this is Gabriel.
Okay.
Thank you so much for what you are doing this morning. This is really good for Nigeria. You see, the solution to this problem is easy. Number 1, meet up those demands of Avengers. Those demands are very easy. Release those they want to release, clean up the community, create jobs for those people, employ their people in those things. Fine, the people will be satisfied. We Nigerians, if we have what to eat, we are satisfied. It's not everybody that needs political position. But you see, sister, it's very, very painful for you to sit there, you see some announcer man coming to benefit from the oil while you yourself you're suffering. Give scholarship to the young people, let them go to school. If they go to school, the problem will be solved. They will be employed. That is another thing, that let our leaders be sincere. Like, for example, the other man was talking about the governors, the elected people. They won't want to attack those boys because they are waiting to use those boys as stocks in the next political time. And it's really true. If they arrest those boys, who will vote for them in the next election? So blaming the governor, blaming the councillors, blaming the elected position is not the solution. Because if you arrest your own people, who will vote for you?
Okay.
Who will vote for you? Nobody. So let the government go there and solve the problem.
Okay, thank you, Gabriel. Let the government go there and solve the problem.
Yeah. Why does it sound as if I'm blaming them? I'm saying that the Niger Delta Avengers or agitators, whatever their name is, they have an issue. It is obvious. They have an issue, it's obvious. But they are not the right people to speak about it. We have brought in representatives of the people who should look at our plight and then speak for us. That's why I'm blaming them now. Anybody. So instead of, if I were the agitators myself, I will not go, if I'm the Avenger, if I belong to Avenger, but I wouldn't tackle the issue of Nigeria this way. I'm a pastor and I believe in God. And I believe in the efficacy of prayer. I will pray and I want all Nigerians, by the way, to pray all these things out. You see, I want to also challenge the Christians. I want to challenge the pastors and ministers of God that speak for Jesus Christ in this nation. Look, let me tell you something. It is time we rise up and pray in this nation. because it's not just about staying in one four-corner building or one rounded building or appearing on the television and shouting hallelujah when all things are not moving well. It is also the responsibility of we, the clergymen, to look at the face of God and call down the power of God to sanitize this nation. So the Niger Delta man who is aggrieved, and not that he's just aggrieved, who we know that he's aggrieved, where are his representatives? It is the representatives that should talk to the government, and that's why we send them to Abuja to go and talk for these people. It is because they are not doing something. That's why these guys took up this job by themselves.
And are blowing up everything.
Blowing up everything.
Now, the federal government has given a directive that the military should swing into action, move over to the Niger Delta region, and unmask these people. Now that, how do we place that side by side the issue of how really the federal government can handle this matter? Does that solve the problem? What can the government do? Some are talking about calling them to the table, sitting them down and talking to them. Now the military has been deployed already. How do we fix all of these and still ensure that peace reigns?
Their case is economical. The case in this case now is economical terrorism, not religious terrorism. Now for again, they were done by, these actions are done by civilians, and we are in a democratic dispensation, and so if somebody quickly calls in the military, to me it's barbaric. It's a failure of our intelligence system. It's a failure of the policemen in that locality. It's a failure of the DSS. This is where it was not an external aggression. It has not come to that level that somebody just sneaked in one night or one morning and damage one pipeline. Then you call the whole military men to go and unmask them. If we have military men that can unmask them, why were the military men not able to unmask the Boko Haram guys that stayed for years? And they are still there. And one night they carried the Chibok girls. They are still there. And they couldn't. Wisdom.
Please let's have Wisdom from Aba. Good morning to you, Wisdom.
Good morning.
Please give some wisdom.
I'm calling from Aba.
Yes, we know that.
Can you hear me?
Yes, please, go on.
All right. Actually, I'm listening to all you people are saying, and to say it very clearly here. Hello?
Hello, we can hear you, Wisdom.
Okay. To say it very clearly here, if you go to Niger Delta, you will seriously sympathize with them. I've lived there. I've stayed in Niger Delta. And if you go to some of those places, I went to a place called Konobowe in Ogoniland. If you get to Ogoniland in Konobowe, you discover that their water and their farmland has been taken over by oil and all those things. They don't have anything. And whatever these people are agitating for, they have every right to agitate for it. If you go to North and you see how North has been well developed and all those things, they are using these people's money. And let the truth be said, for crying out loud. If these people are agitating that they should release Nnamdi Kanu, they should do all those things. They should do them so that peace will reign and they should give them employment. I went to a place when they were talking about Tompolo village. If you go to Tompolo village, you will cry. They live in a creek. Can you imagine that these people, they will defecate inside water? From that same water, they will take their own water and all those things to drink. And all those waters are oil and all those things. And you don't expect them to start living that same way, continuously living that same way. And these people, or these Awusas and all these things are coming into the land, making money from them. And let me say the truth, I was into oil bunker before. And this thing they say, they are not saying anything. It's real.
Wisdom. It's real, and real.
It's true. Passion. We have to be very careful with passion and sentiment. Passion and sentiment. Two wrongs do not make right. Now, I thought we should be a little bit civilized in this nation and in this age. And so that's where the confusion, whatever the Niger Delta man is doing, we wouldn't say he is right. But you say now people are saying yes, they are right because they have been so marginalized, they are frustrated, they can't drink water. In some areas, they can't even sleep at night because the gas is being flared, and so the night is like day. So these things affect them nature. And so what does it take us? Because Nigeria is not one, sincerely. We don't use the same yardstick for Niger Delta for the Igbo man.
Okay.
We don't use the same yardstick also for the northern guy. And that's why it looks like there is tribal connotation in this thing. In Nigeria, we're not supposed to, at this age now, be sounding tribalistic.
Okay. Okay.
Now, but it's appalling.
Okay, so now your last word for the government and your last word for the Nigerian, the Niger Deltan, and of course, the average Nigerian like me.
For the average Nigerian, it's our fault that we keep voting for the people that we have not tested their brain. I want to recommend to INEC and whoever is concerned and in the orientation agency that if somebody is filing for government office, we need to examine their mental state, because some people, for sincerely speaking, that's why you can see somebody that will carry billions of dollars and then put it under his bed and start sleeping.
Okay, now that's for the average Nigerian. What about for the
Niger Delta man? Yes, when you damage the oil, you pollute the area again. And it affects the aged ones and the little ones. And so it is neither here nor there. I won't support you giving 2 months or 3 weeks, 2 weeks ultimatum and expect that all these things should be done. Yes, you have stated your case, fight it for a longer time. People will listen to you. Now publish it and we will listen to you. Or you can hear from the callers that people are supporting the feeling from you. There is sympathy, there is empathy, and so it's part of it. And then for the government, proactive. For the government, diversify the economy. For the government to clean and sanitize the security agencies. They are not doing anything. And that's why these things happen as if there is no nation Nigeria.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so patriotism is the solution. The government should work, the Niger Delta should work, and every other person should work for us to achieve a more vibrant Nigeria. I must appreciate you very sincerely for being here, Emmanuel Chukwuemeka. It's so much pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Well, that is it on this edition of Core Digest, where we experience the Niger Delta Avengers, the vandalization of pipeline vandalism. I hope you've learned a thing or two. Violence never really achieves a solution. We can go about it in some more civilized way and get our demands met. Well, join us tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock as we x-ray another topical issue. Before I go, I must sincerely bring you greetings from Christian. Well, he misses the house, he misses everyone. He'll be back very shortly. And I must thank you for bearing with my cracked voice. Well, do have a great day. I am Aposedi Omowi.
Is it warcracy or autocracy? Or what type of crazy is that? Except crazy.
News making the headlines.
Black Maria is to carry criminals, child looters that are in government today.
Sometimes it gets confrontational.
Slap you in the face. Excuse me, don't put words into my mouth. Whatever it is that will bring our military to disrepute, I said to hell.
On Core Digest,
I want to know why I should be believing them.
Every weekday, we bring all of these together and take them to the court of public opinion.
Everybody have the right in Nigeria.
Where you are the judge.